Hey guys, David C. Anderson here coming at you from the Knifecenter, and today we're going to be taking a look at an excellent purveyor of survival and bushcraft blades, ESEE Knives. Stick around. ESEE Knives are made in the USA by Rowan Manufacturing. They're built to take a beating, and they work great for tactical, survival, and bushcraft applications. Today we're going to be taking a look at some of our favorites. First up is the knife that started it all, the ESEE 3. ESEE is an offshoot of Randall's Adventure and Training, and this knife design is really what kicked off their entire knife lineup. When ESEE spun off into a standalone knife brand, this was the knife that led the way. The ESEE 3 features a broad drop point blade with plenty of belly, which is kind of a hallmark of many of their designs, and it features 1095 steel. They're widely considered to have some of the best performing 1095 in the industry, and that's all thanks to Rowan's special heat treat protocols. The nice thing about the ESEE 3 is it's very thin, so it's ultra concealable. It works great for tactical situations where that concealment is a priority, as well as having a very well-rounded blade shape. The full flat grind makes it an excellent slicer, and there's a finger choil right here where you can choke up and get a little bit finer detail work with the tip done. The sheath for the ESEE 3 features very positive retention, and it has plenty of holes for attachment hardware, making it very easy to carry inside the waistband, scout carry behind your back, any manner you wish. If you like the blade shape of the ESEE 3 but want something that fills the hand a little better, the ESEE 3 HM will take care of you. The finger choil has been removed and ground through to extend the handle, with thicker and rounded over micarta scales offering plenty of grip. As opposed to a synthetic sheath, the HM comes with a high quality leather sheath. Next up is the bruiser of the ESEE lineup, the ESEE 5. At a 1/4 inch thick, this knife is really built to take tons of abuse. If your day consists of batoning, prying, or chopping with your knife, the ESEE 5 is the one you want. Like most of the ESEE lineup, this knife features a powder coating, which is designed to increase the corrosion resistance of the steel. 1095 will rust if you don't take care of it, but on this knife you only have to worry about that on the edge, as well as the areas that are lasered for their logo marks. Another nice feature integral to the ESEE 5 is there is a bow drill divot in the micarta handle scales right here. Place the knife in the Kydex sheath, which also has plenty of attachment options, as well as a slide lock here, designed to increase the retention. Once the knife's in your sheath, you can hold it like so, and use that divot to bear down on your bow drill when you're making a friction fire. For folks that want something a little more traditionally inspired, ESEE came out with their Camplore line of knives, and the RB3 was the first knife in that lineup. It was also the first ESEE knife to feature a Scandi grind. Unlike a traditional flat grind with a secondary bevel, a Scandi grind comes straight down to zero with a very steep bevel. It's very well suited for woodworking, which is especially important for bushcrafting. Rather than a coating that we've seen on the other knives, this RB3 features a blackened stonewash finish. This creates less friction while cutting, while still providing a little bit of corrosion resistance as well. The blade is nice and controllable on the RB3. Great for making feather sticks or notches for making trap triggers and that sort of thing. The handle on the RB3 provides plenty to hold on to. It's very comfortable with no hot spots, which is equally important when doing all of that woodworking. The nice thing about this knife, even though there is an arc to it, the tip and the butt are right along the center line, so it's very easy to do those drilling tasks that you need in those bushcraft situations. This knife comes with a more traditional leather sheath, which is considered more appropriate by some when you're traversing the woods. Next up, we're getting a little smaller still, and this is the Izula neck knife, probably one of the most recognized skeletonized neck knives on the market. Again, featuring 1095 steel here with a blackened stonewash finish. You can also get it with the blade coated, and there's also a couple different steel options as well. This knife is designed for concealment and compact carry. If you want a little more grip, you can wrap the tang in paracord, and ESEE also does sell some bolt-on micarta scales. If that's not quite enough for you, ESEE also has my personal favorite in the Izula family, the Izula 2. This knife automatically comes with some very grippy micarta scales, which you can remove if you want, and it offers a little bit more handle length than the original Izula. What's nice about the angles on this knife is when you're holding it like this, the tip drops a little bit, which is great because even though there's a lot of belly on this knife, it would make a great small hunting knife. Because the tip is dropped, you're able to use it more effectively than if it were raised higher. These knives also come with a synthetic sheath with very positive retention. So all these knives are great, but what if you want to get some really big work done? In that case, you're going to want to take a look at the ESEE Junglas. ESEE calls this knife a machete, but it's really more of a heavy chopper. With the long blade that's 3/16 of an inch thick with a very high flat grind, you can get a ton of stuff done with this blade. The handle is very roomy. It allows for a couple different hand positions. You can choke back for added leverage, which also has the advantage of bringing the edge down a little bit, so you're going to get a more aggressive chop. You can also choke up on the knife like so. Even though there isn't a finger choil here, you can get right up close to the edge and do some really fine work despite the size of the blade. When you're holding it like so, it really is very balanced for its size. The sheath on the Junglas is another shining star. It's constructed of Kydex with a lot of extra rivets, as well as a drain hole right here on the end to keep moisture from getting trapped inside. You've got a slide lock for extra retention, as well as a snap, some extra drawstrings, and a Velcro belt loop. You've also got a MOLLE compatible back panel so you can attach it to your pack or any of your other tactical gear that you need. So that's it for our list of favorite ESEE knives. How do y'all think we did? If you think we left something out or want to make your own list, be sure to leave it in the comments below. In the meantime, if you want to keep up with all our knife-related content, don't forget to like and subscribe. And also don't forget to visit the original and best online catalog of cutlery at Knifecenter.com. See you next time.